Here we go with Think Central tutorial for homework lesson 6.4. This lesson is going to be about reasonableness, determining reasonableness of answers and estimation. So we're going to be using some benchmark fractions, rounding, going up and down. We're going to see if answers make sense, if they are justified. Again, we'll be using the view example from Think Central on this to go over their thinking and see if we can get some good knowledge out of their thinking and the models they use. So check this out before you start your homework, and then use the same procedures we talk about here in order for you to do well in your homework and build mastery. First problem is I'm not sure if it's situation or solution. Altogether, there's 91,173 people live in Waterloo and Muscatine, two cities that are in Iowa. The population of Waterloo is 68,615. What is the population of Muscatine? So this is a situation equation. We know the total. The total is going to be 91,173. We know the population of Waterloo right there. So we have Waterloo plus Muscatine is equal to that. So we know this and we know this, but we don't know this. So that's my situation equation. If you set it up like a solution equation, then you just do the inverse operation. You take the total, which is 91,173, and you take away 68,615, and then you solve for n. Okay, then they're asking us to see if that answer is reasonable. So we estimate by rounding this number. We're probably going to round it down to 90,000. Then we're going to round this up to 70,000. So the answer should be an estimate of around 90,000 minus 70,000, or 20,000. Let's take a look at what Think Central thinks about it on the next page. So as we were talking about, this is exactly, if you read through their thinking, this is exactly what we said on the previous page. So again, you're doing the total population here, and minus that population gives you the population of the other city, Muscatine. And then they check our reasonableness. And yes, it's a reasonable answer because we're very close to the rounded estimated answer of 20,000. This question is asked if there's a gymnasium of 609 students seated for an assembly in 21 rows. What is the number of students in each row? So I'm going to do, well, I would actually do a picture model. I'd say you have 21 rows like this. You know the total is 609. So you know that total is 609 and 21 rows. So how many kids sit in each row? That's a picture model to start with, but then I would do an area model because this really suggests area. If you have 609 students and there's 21 rows, I'm going to put my rows this way, how many students have to sit in each row? So we know the length times width equals area, or area divided by length will equal width. So let's say the area is 609, or 609 students, divided by 21 rows will equal n. So we solve for n. Then we're going to round that number. To estimate, round 609 down to 600, because that's a nice easy number to round. Then you round 21 down to 20, because 20 and 600 are very compatible. So 600 divided by 20 is going to equal about 30. So let's see what Think Central thinks about what we're doing here. So that's what they did. They divided 609 by 21. They solved for n, giving you 29, and then they estimated it. And you can see down here, their estimated answer was 30, and the answer that we got by dividing is 29. So that will give a reasonable answer because 29 is very close to 30. So our thinking was correct on that, and good luck with your problem. You know, the numbers probably are different for your problem, but the procedure is exactly the same. So if you follow this procedure here, you should be able to get the answer. Unpacking this problem, I'm going to draw a model because it's important to do that with any word problem. But here I've got a 5/8 inch book. So here, I'm just going to draw this book here. And this is 5/8 inches. The thickness of it is placed on top of a 13/16 13/16 paperback book. And what is the total thickness? So this is a part whole. What I have here is I've got two books. One is 5/8 and one is 13/16. I add those together and I will get my total thickness. So I'm going to put 5/8 here plus 13/16 here. Add those up. Now to check my estimated answer, 5/8 is going a benchmark fraction. So benchmark, if you remember, we talked about it briefly. Benchmark is either 0, half, or whole. This is the closest benchmarks there. So 5/8 is close to a half. So I'm going to do a half, and 13/16 is close to one whole. Just as a nice easy round benchmark. So my answer should be close to 1.5 here. Sometimes they do benchmarks to the quarter as well, but I usually do 0, a half, and 1. So let's see what Think Central got for their answer on the next page. Okay, exactly what we thought. They added together 5/8 and 13/16. Those are, I'm going to go ahead and do that for you because 5/8 and 13/16 are not like fractions. We don't like it like that. So I'm going to make them both 16ths by doing the double rainbow of times 2 times 2. So I get 10/16 and 13/16, which gives me 23/16, and that simplifies down to 1 7/16. And then to estimate it, we did use the benchmark of 1/2 and 1 whole to get 1.5. And since 1 7/16 is close to 1.5, our answer is reasonable. So they got $33 as an award, and they're going to share it with 6 friends. So obviously, what is our dividend here? Our dividend is $33, so that goes first. We have $33 that we're dividing, and we're dividing by 6 friends. So that goes there. So what is 33 divided by n? Well, you solve that, and you say 33 divided by 6. I'm going to go ahead and annex a couple of zeros, add my decimal point, move it on up. So I move my decimal point up, I'm ready to divide. So 6 goes into 3 no time, 6 goes into 33 5 times. I do my regular division here, I end up with 3, I bring down the 0, 6 goes into 35 times, and I'm done. So 5.5 is going to be our answer, and let's check if that's reasonable. So if we're going to round this mental math, I'm going compatible numbers. I'm going to keep the 6, and I'm going to say 33, I'm going to round to 30, because I know that 30 divided by 6 is equal to 5. So the answer should be, they're saying here, use mental math, each friend should get between $5 and $6. So 6 times 5 is 30, and 6 times 6 is 36. So that is what I'm going to use for my estimate. Let's check out Think Central's example. Sure enough, that's what they got here. If you just please spend a second reading this procedure, it's exactly what we did on the first page. And we got the correct answer there. The only difference was I said 5.5, but I forgot that it was dollars, so it actually should be $5.50. I forgot to add that 0 right here to make it money. All right, remember, on something like this, what you do with your remainder is you share it, because money is something that we all want to share. All right, that's it. We're done with the lesson 6.4. Keep doing your Excel work. Really important to build that mastery, and keep asking a lot of questions.